What's up with the squad? Back with another video. I seen the title was going out. Make sure y'all hit that like button, subscribe button for me, please. Y'all see it. Let's go ahead and jump right to it. Make sure y'all also stay tuned for the second video. I'm dropping tonight. Definitely a banger. I actually was doing that video first, and I was like, you know what? I gotta drop that second. So make sure y'all stay tuned for it. Let's get into it.
Voters are saying change is a critical issue this election. But our ABC poll shows only a third of Americans believe a Harris-Walz ticket would bring that change. I want to pose a similar question to you that we asked Vice President Harris. Can you point to a policy decision over the last 4 years that you and the Vice President would have handled differently from President Biden?
Well, I think she's this expansion on Medicare.
Hey, before he starts, y'all see how the last time Kamala got on this show and they asked her that question and she fumbled, she straight fumbled, messed everything up. So they had to grab Tim Walz to put him on there to answer for her. That's exactly what I said this whole week while reviewing on The View. Literally, I've been telling y'all that they have been answering for her. And he had to get on this show and basically this is what it is. This is what she meant. I guarantee.
Something that I wished would have been proposed sooner. But look, they're tackling the issues that they needed to. They came out of a pandemic that Donald Trump had left a mess for, an economy with supply chains that were broken. But I think focusing on this care economy, the two things that the Vice President proposed that I hear everywhere, especially in rural America, is this issue of affordability on child care and the ability of seniors to get health care, protecting that. So I think just in this last week, you saw a major rollout in protecting rural hospitals. This is a big issue. We have ambulance deserts in large parts of America, Minnesota included, where you can't do that. And I think she's really leaning into these issues that impact people personally and then doubling down on whether it's housing or child tax credit. Those are pretty big differences. And I don't think that's a pejorative towards it. There were other issues that were being dealt with, and she's her own leader. She's got her own path, a new way forward. And I think she sees in Minnesota that we have similar values, whether it's providing kids with meals at school. You know, we're putting meals in our schools and trying to get guns out of them. That seems like a good thing, and that's what she's doing.
We'll get to guns later, but Donald Trump has talked about sending the National Guard after his political enemies. As you just said, the enemy within, we have to talk about. Now, you served in the National Guard. Can they really do that? Well, and how can we make people understand that Trump means what he says? If you listen to his supporters, they're like, well, he didn't say that. Then the guy will go.
We don't want to talk about the whole war thing with Tim Walz. I'm letting y'all know that right now. That right there, the him serving, him doing this, him doing that, and that's exactly why he had that reaction. Look at his reaction.
Can they really do that? Within, we have to talk about. Now, you served in the National Guard. Can they really do that?
Bro is nervous.
And how can we make people understand that Trump means what he says? If you listen to his supporters, they're like, well, he didn't say that. Then the guy will go, the interviewer will say, well, here it is, here's video, here's the quote. Well, he didn't mean it.
He does mean
How
it.
do you get through to these people?
Yeah, don't listen to us on this. Listen to people who are closest to him. Mark Milley, chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, said most dangerous man America's ever faced. His chief of staff, John Kelly, a four-star general, said he's the most flawed human being. I did serve for 24 years, and I'm proud that you get called up for state duty during flooding and hurricanes. And as governor, you use the National Guard for domestic missions called, Title 32 missions, or federal missions, Title 10, when they fall under the president. But we have something in this country starting out with posse comitatus in the Insurrection Act that doesn't allow for the use of troops against U.S. citizens. It's pretty foundational to our democracy that the person who's in charge can't use the military to suppress their political rivals. But I will say this, there was an attempt to weaken the Insurrection Act after Hurricane Katrina, and myself and Congressman Davis from Virginia worked to make sure we restored those protections. These are constitutional guardrails, and I think what we saw with Senator Vance's answer about the 2020 election is the guardrails are off with Donald Trump right now, and I think we know that. And I think for the Americans to recognize, well, we got through one Trump president, so we can get through another. Look, I'm an eternal optimist. I supervised the lunchroom for quite a few years, so I'm very optimistic. You're either optimistic or dead in the lunchroom.
Is he talking about high school? A lunchroom?
Look, I'm an eternal optimist. I supervised the lunchroom for quite a few years, so I'm very optimistic. You're either optimistic or dead in the lunchroom. I'm an optimist, but our our systems are strained, and the ability to politicize the military has never been tried in this country. He's trying it. So I think it's a legitimate one. And I just tell Americans, if you're tired of that chaos, and I know that Donald Trump's handlers are saying he's exhausted. So are we. Americans are exhausted with the stuff that he does, the chaos.
No, Americans are exhausted from what Kamala and Biden has put Americans through. That's why Americans are exhausted. Americans aren't exhausted. One thing about it, Trump was president. Nobody complained about nothing. Then after that, everybody blamed Trump for every single thing possible. Every single thing. They still blame Trump to this day. I bet you when Tim Walz go to sleep at night, he sits there and he's blaming Trump. Guaranteed.
I think this one is, don't risk it with this. This is dangerous talk. This is the talk of dictators, and I think Kamala Harris clearly understands that the separation and the separation of powers is the genius of this country, and the military is responsible to the Constitution and the American people, not the president.
Governor, I want to ask you, and thank you for being here. You've been asked before, but I want to ask this way about a number of misstatements you'd made about your previous military record and travels you'd been in. I want to be unequivocal. Nobody lies as much as Donald Trump. Nothing that you've misled on is anything on the same level.
Bro, my thing is they have to bash Trump so bad, bro. They have to bash him so bad. She literally just said that he's mistakenly, bro, he's lying. Just say that. Just say you lied about this and you lied about that. Just say that. They want to bash, they want to make Trump look so bad, bro. That's the liar. That is crazy.
So much mistruth in our politics, so many lies. Can't there be no gray area? And how would you convey to voters they may be concerned that there's a trust issue?
Yeah, I do think you have to be careful about this. If it's stating, in Hong Kong in August of 89, 35 years ago, I think people do separate that between a pathological liar like Donald Trump. They get it out there. But I do think it's important that we're careful about how we speak. It's something for me is, I think, being a...
Hold on.
Trump, they get it out there. But I do think it's important that we're careful about how we speak. It's something for me is, I think, being a teacher, being a coach, I just speak from my heart. I speak honestly. I speak in the moment. And in praying for a debate,
you speak from the heart and you speak in the moment. So everything he has said, y'all, all the lies, all that, he's speaking from the heart and speaking in the moment. Get out of here, bro. I'm tired of the lies, bro.
I felt like I'm at a disadvantage.
I'm done listening to this, man. I'm telling y'all, I don't even want to hear whatever lie he got to say next. I'm telling y'all, I'm straight telling y'all. He had to get on this show. When I seen this and I opened up my app today, and I'm not, by all means, I'm not subscribed. I just, see what the view. I check it out. Looking at, different videos. And I see Tim Walz. I'm like, he is on, but without even clicking on the video, he's on here. For the simple fact, Kamala messed up when she was on this show. From an easy question, something very easy that anybody can, and she fumbled the bag. Really, all the questions. You get the word salad, you get all that out of Kamala. Then they put Tim Walz in their place because Tim Walz, by all means, I don't like the fact that I have to say this myself, and I don't want to say it, but I have to. He speaks better than Kamala. I know that's hard for me to say, but he speaks better than Kamala. And obviously nobody has sense, but he speaks better than Kamala, and they put him on the show to answer for her. That's why they asked that. Just like we asked Kamala, what would you? They literally do that. It's just crazy. I'm telling you. Then you get on this show and he lie. Make sure y'all hit the like button, subscribe button. Make sure y'all also comment down below what other videos y'all want me to check out, and comment y'all thoughts. Stay tuned for the next video, though, y'all. Catch y'all next one.